Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed, Shlita. Well, here we are, our first session of the year. I hope everyone had a meaningful and uplifting Rosh Hashanah, which went right into Shabbos Shuvah, which went right into Tzom Gedalia on Sunday. So here we are Monday with our first year of the year. And who would have thunk that we find ourselves here today on October 7th, 2024. Hard to believe, exactly 1 year since the fateful October 7th of last year, and we are still reeling from the events. So I ask everyone to please continue davening for Chayalei Tzva Haganah Yisrael, who find themselves on several perilous fronts. Refuah Shlema L'chol P'tzuei Yisrael, can't even count the amount who are injured or affected physically, mentally, emotionally from the tolls of war, and of course a safe return of our hostages, and still 101 of our brethren being held hostages, not to mention bodies of those being held hostage as well. And we dedicate our learning every day that we learn here, Le'ili Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon ben Harav Daron V'Sheli Hashem Yikum Damo, Captain Daniel Perez, who saved so many lives, fighting in his tank in Kfar Aza until he was finally killed, and they took his body. We do not yet have his body. The family has confirmation of that he was killed. It's been written up in several places. There was a handout that we had available here in Shul from Mizrahi, the writings of his incredible heroic father, of Daron Perez, a dear friend of mine, and just thinking that on this day a year ago, he will go down in history as one of the greatest warriors and heroes of the people of Israel. And there's so many like that. And this serious, solemn, somber day in which we are involved in reflection, as it is, because it's Yemei HaTshuva, it's Aseres Yemei Tshuva. And I keep thinking back to the phrases in Avinu Malkeinu where we said the normal ones out loud. On Rosh Hashanah, when I led davening, I did the other ones out loud when we said, please do it for the sake of those who were killed, for the sake of your name, and those who were slaughtered, those by fire, etc., etc. We have to constantly think of those we have lost. So, a sad beginning to our learning year, but every single mitzvah that we do, every zechus that we can create, I know, is widely felt and deeply felt by those who need it, and it's good for us too. So, let's commit to continuing our learning as best we can, and we move forward. So the next topic we have, whereas we're dealing with the end of davening, Pittum Haketoret Aleinu l'shabech. Akar shir shel yom, noagen lomar Pittum Haketoret. Ulefanav aram en kelokeinu. So we only have this in Chutz La'aretz on Shabbos and Yom Tov, but in Israel, even Ashkenazic minions, they still say Pittum Haketoret and en kelokeinu. And Shnei Ta'amim La'amiros, there are two reasons given. Ha'echad keneged Haketoret she'em haktir mechol boker ve'erev b'meis HaMikdash. They would bring the incense offering every morning and evening in the time of the Beis HaMikdash. V'hasheni, kedei shekol Yehudi yizkeh lilmod b'chol yom b'divrei chachamim. And it has passages from Torah Shabbal Peh, and this way everyone would have the opportunity to learn Torah Shabbal Peh, to learn Torah each and every day, words of the Chachamim. And the note here, he brings some of the sources from Siddur, from Amram Gon, and other places, but we want to make sure that people will remember the Haketoret, but also learn every day. The Zohar quotes, Shiv Chamod es Mal Samiris Pittum Haketoret. The Zohar praises the recitation of Pittum Haketoret. As a matter of fact, you will find, if let's say you go, not so much here, maybe here, but certainly in Israel and Judaica stores, where they have individual little prayer books or little sort of kvidlach for specific prayers, you'll find Pittum Haketoret is very popular. A lot of people will keep it in their talis bag. They'll say Pittum Haketoret every day. So the Zohar says it's such great praise for saying it, because if we say Pittum Haketoret, then we are saved from any sort of punishments. Well, that's why people say it then. So this explains our custom that we got to make sure not to skip any of the specific spices that are mentioned in this paragraph of Pittum Haketoret, and since in a weekday we're rushing out, it's the end of davening, it's not exactly having a lot of mazel, so the word that since you would skip it, it's better not to say it on a weekday. L'maisa, das rov haposkin she'ein tzorch ladaktik b'zeh kol kach, but most poskim agree today, nowadays, we don't have to be that careful. But it's best always to read it out of a siddur so that you shouldn't make a mistake and you shouldn't skip. And then at the conclusion of davening we say Aleinu. We want to establish in our hearts that before we separate or part from our prayer, what do we want to instill within us? Faith in Hashem and hope for redemption. And therefore, afterwards, when you go out into the world and you're going to mingle, meet, do business with, etc., with people who are not of our faith, in business, in transactions, it will keep us strong in our faith and we won't be drawn to other faiths or to other worship. And because of the importance of this prayer, we say it standing up. And of course, we bow down a little bit when we say Va'anachnu Korban, of course, as we did on Rosh Hashanah, and we'll do again on Yom Kippur, we bow all the way down. In the note here, again, this is apropos because of where we are, it says, Ikar Makomo Shel Aleinu Shabechu B'Tfilas Musaf Shel Rosh Hashanah. The main source of Aleinu, of course, is in Musaf on Rosh Hashanah, which we just said twice, in the beginning of Malchias. But in the period of the Rishonim, that's when they began to insert Aleinu at the end of davening. And of course, based on the Ri, we say Aleinu after not just Shachris, but after Mincha and Marav as well. But Kolbo Muvas Yeshua Tika Nusach Aleinu, and the Kolbo is one of the Rishonim as well, writes that it was Yehoshua of Sefer Yehoshua fame, who established the language of Aleinu, and it's also mentioned in the Kaf HaChaim. And some say if you read the story in Sefer Yehoshua of Achan, and after he admitted his error, he made the tefillah of Al Kain Nikaveh. That's why the first three letters of those three words, Al Kain Nikaveh, spells out Achan. B'Sefer Nesiv Bina Chelik Aleph Muva Ki Rav Tiknu. And some say that it was Rav who established it. But nonetheless, Aleinu, a very important prayer, which we say at the conclusion of all of our tefillas. And I think that on a day like today, when we want to talk about Emunah b'Hashem and Tikva for Geula, we can't think of anything more important to daven for. And we should have the strength and the belief to understand that there is a force greater than we working, controlling the world. We don't understand much of it. We suffer through a lot of the pain. But let's hope for the ultimate Geula, a time when all our brothers and sisters are free. They'll be free of battle, free of pain, free of wondering where their loved ones are, and certainly free of any fear of being tormented, targeted, and just really people seeking our destruction. A time when we can just live our lives and do what we want to do and worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu and practice our religion freely and safely in a free and safe world, or certainly in a free and safe country, the state of Israel, and wherever we may find ourselves. But we have to daven, we have to reinforce our emunah, and we have to keep plugging along. May feel like we're not doing anything, may feel like our efforts aren't helping, but trust me, they are. So just keep listening every day and keep giving tzedakah and keep davening, the extra tehillim, the challah bakes, whatever it is that you're doing. Please continue to do so for our brothers and sisters in Israel because we need it. And indeed, we'll all sing Aleinu together, in which we will have the Geula Shalema. So thank you again for listening. As we begin a new year, Tuf Shin Pei Hey, 5785, another year of great learning ahead. Let's hope this will be a Shnas HaGeula. We'll see you here next time. Have a great day.